I'm like not even getting in a full breath right now. I'm like sucking in air and I'm not getting a full breath in. This is freaking me out. There we go. Better miss me with that bullshit. Better miss me with that bullshit. Better miss me with that bullshit. Is it recording? I don't know why it zooms in on my face like it does whenever I'm recording, but hopefully I can edit this video. Hopefully I can get this video up. I've been having problems being able to download videos from my Google Drive onto my computer randomly all of a sudden for whatever reason. Just started doing that. I have no idea why. Anyways, I think I uploaded a video recently that I made 1 year ago around the same time where I was dealing with severe anxiety. And I got rid of it come September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I was kind of good. April, May comes, having the same breathing problems. I'm worrying about, is there something wrong with my lungs? Like I start worrying about just a lot of things. I think a lot of the things I worry about are my future, what I'm doing. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. I didn't get a chance to do this. I want my life to be like this. I need money. Keep working the job I do. Should I go back to school? Where should I go to school? Should I have a kid eventually? Should I get married? Blah, blah, blah. Like, when should I put this song out? When should I release it? I have to reach out to all these blogs. Can these people help me? Like literally so many things go through my head and I don't think people realize it. That's just not even on top of the things that I do every day. And I think maybe that these are contributing factors to why I have such a hard time. Since making that last video, I've gone to the doctors on many occasions. And in fact, one time I went to the ER because I was having such a hard time breathing. And they ran an oxygen test. They did an EKG, they did blood work, they did a chest x-ray, and they said my lungs look great, they look normal, my organs are all the same, as they're all like a good size. My oxygen level is actually at 100. I know it's not always at 100, but it was at 100. The one nurse and the doctor said my EKG, I had a beautiful rhythm. But for some reason, this feeling, I had this feeling that I couldn't breathe. And sometimes I'll have to yawn to breathe, or I'll feel like I'm only getting like half a breath in, or even that. Like sometimes I'll feel like I just want to, I breathe like that, and now I got a full breath in because I yawned. I don't always get a full breath in. Sometimes it feels like every 2 minutes I get a full breath in. And I'm a singer. I know how to breathe properly. I do breathing exercises every day. I still sing. I still try to do everything I do, but it just feels harder to do. I can breathe through my nose, but it's not a full breath. I breathe through my mouth. It's not a full breath. Maybe I'm focusing too much on my breath, but it just feels really hard to breathe. And I did take a half of a pill, which I'm prescribed. I'm prescribed Klonopin, which I did start taking when I started getting these severe panic attacks. I would get them like before bed. Anytime throughout the previous years I've gotten panic attacks, usually they're at night and they're nocturnal panic attacks. But I went out with my friends the other day and we went around Point State Park. We got sushi and we walked around. It was great. It was like everything I wanted to do because I really wanted to get out and go downtown and walk around and just be out in the sun. And of course I ran into people I knew, which always will happen, but halfway through, I don't know what it was, but it always happens no matter where I am. I started to get a really bad panic attack. I was shaking, sweating, and my best friend Trish was really, she was like, why don't you lay down? And, I was waiting for my friend Jordan, who I've known for like a really long time, and he's like in a wheelchair. I'm thinking to myself, why am I the one having all these problems right now? Like, look, there he is in a wheelchair. Just, dealing with all this shit. He could deal with it, and he doesn't even have his legs. Like, why am I so weak? Like, what is my problem? What the fuck is my problem? But they were all so understanding and so nice. Like, I can't even, Jordan drove me to my car, so I didn't have to walk all the way over there, because I was having a hard time breathing, and when I finally got a breath in, I felt a little better. If you are convinced there's something wrong with you, it's really hard to move past it, even if you are, distracted, I know I had a panic attack at this kid's house that I was seeing, but it was like when we were laying down getting ready for bed. I kept sitting up, and I kept, trying to breathe. It was like, and he said, hey, you're okay, you're okay. And then he told me I was beautiful. And I laid back down. I thought that was really nice. And I felt really safe, and then I went to bed and he let me sleep. I woke up in a really, really good mood, I kind of wish things were still the same with that person, but they're not. You know, like, life changes people, things happen, whatever. But I at least hope we can still be friends. But I really don't think that they were ever, like, my friend. I feel like they just, like, low-key supported me because they thought I was cute or wanted to. All my fans have been really supportive, and I've been nothing but miserable. And my mom has been too. And, I mean, she yells at me on the phone, but, you know, at least she's there for me because I called her. I was going to go to the ER before I went to work today. I was going to go to the ER because it was bad. I couldn't breathe. And I'm just worried that I'm not going to have a normal life, or I'm not going to be able to handle a normal life. Even though I do everything I'm supposed to do, I still am just struggling, and I worry that, like, I'm not going to be able to have a normal job. Going back to school, what's that going to be like, you know? I do want somebody that's around me that can be there for me. Like, even if it's an assistant or a friend or a boyfriend that I can lean on, like, when my parents aren't here anymore because I'm an only child, you know, and I'm very alone. Like, I do a lot of things alone. I like that because I think I am afraid to be around people because these panic attacks happen because I worry I have to be strong for this person, or I can't let this person see my panic attacks. And I've had panic attacks around people before and they've not known how to handle them, and I went home and they were distant and they didn't talk to me because they didn't understand, but they realized it and they eventually got over it and felt really bad for it. But it's just very difficult because having a panic attack, although it is not a heart attack or a stroke, it feels like you're having a heart attack or a stroke in the middle of something. That's very distracting. That's very, you know, horrible. And it's even worse because, you know, having a heart attack, you have it once. Oh, you have a heart attack, I'm gonna put you on this medicine to start exercising and eating right, blah, 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 blah. Having a panic attack, you can have that all the time, every time you go out. And I have daily panic attacks. Sometimes they would last all day. I would just all day being concerned, worried about my breathing, constantly trying to get a breath in. I just got a breath in there. It affects my singing. It affects everything. Like, it affects my entire life because my whole day is consumed with me struggling to breathe. And it's been every day for months, probably the past 4 months. It's been every day. And I do pray. I pray it goes away. You know, I pray I can just, like, be free and, like, live a normal life. Even though my life's never really been normal, you know, I've always been doing different things. But in the grand scheme of things and the people I know, I do a decent job. I do the best I can. I'm sick of taking these pills and then wanting to sleep all day. And I see a psychiatrist. I've seen doctors, everything, like, I don't know what's going on with me because, like, I know the things I worry about and I'm very in touch with myself. I'm very intelligent. And, like, even my friend that came up, Mantis, we sat and we had long conversations. The entire time I sat there and struggled to breathe and would be like, you know, doing that. But I still sat there and I carried on a conversation with him. Nobody knows I'm dealing with it or living in hell. I just am. And it's like, and I don't know if anybody else feels the way I feel or deals with the things I deal with, but I've definitely had this since I was younger. It's come and it's gone, sometimes for years, sometimes for just 1 year, sometimes for months. I think I'm a perfectionist, and I always have been. I put a lot of pressure on myself, so whenever people say things like, oh, you've had it easy, or my dad says things like, we were never hard enough on you, I really flip the fuck out because I have been so hard on myself, like, to the point where it's, like, driven me to be in hospitals, where I've had severe OCD, like crippling OCD that ruined my entire life because of all the anxiety I had. I've had panic attacks that have consumed my days and my life, and, like, because of how hard I am on myself, you know, I want so much for myself. I want to have such a good life. I want to be successful. I work hard. I'm the best I can be every day. I'm not a lazy person by any means. Life didn't turn out the way that I thought it would. I can't help that, you know, and I can keep beating myself up about it, or I can just move on and keep going and try to be the best me I can be. But people mistreating me, people not treating me well, with respect, or the best that they could. You know, I blame that on myself too, which I shouldn't. That's not my fault. Sometimes I feel like I'll only have unconditional love if that person's just somebody I see as a friend. and I'm not like attracted to them. I feel like that's the only way I'll get married and feel safe is whenever it's somebody that's like, or there's somebody creepy that like creepily wants to be with me. Somebody that's like attracted to me, but I'm not attracted to them. I don't think that's true. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to settle, you know. I tell myself things every day. I observe flaws about myself that I don't like. I overanalyze the world a lot. Sometimes I compare my life to other people's lives and like, what is this all about? Like, what is the meaning? Why can't I be them? Why did they get all this and I didn't? Or why am I the one struggling with all this and it seems like they have such a perfect life? And you know, there's probably people wishing they had what I had, or they were me, or they had my life. But I think this kind of puts into perspective and just goes to show you that even people you think have it all or do such cool things or are like super cool or just perfect or pretty, they struggle too. I should probably try to see a therapist and talk to somebody, but the amount of shit on my plate right now is a little overwhelming, and I'm trying not to bite off more than I can chew. I have a very small mouth. So I might want to look into, because I do see this advertised on occasion, therapists on demand, which are kind of like therapists you can just, I don't know if you can call them at any time you want, but they're on Skype. I think you Skype with them or you video chat with them. I thought of this idea literally like when I was younger. I was like, I'm so busy, why can't I just like log on and like see a therapist whenever I need? And I have to look into that, and I do have insurance, so maybe, I don't know, I don't really know how it works, but I'm assuming it might be, you know, affordable if you, whenever you want to see a therapist, boom, you log on, you pay someone, you talk to them. And maybe they can be miscellaneous. They don't have to show their face. You don't have to show your face. You could just be on a phone. I think that's a great idea. I should have invested my money into it. I thought of this idea, but you know what? I wasn't the one to do it, so it's fine. Somebody did it, which is good. But I just need a little fizz. I'm sorry. I've tried everything, though. I've tried doing this, not doing this. And panic attacks will still come. Some of them will be bigger than others, whatever, but it's just fucking hell. It's literally hell. I hate it. I hate living all day like this. I've had my heart broken before, where all day you're just so upset, and all day you're thinking a million thoughts, comparing yourself, wondering what they're doing, wondering if you'll see them again, what you'll say, how to get them back, what you should do. Just devastated heartbreak. I feel physical pains from this anxiety sometimes, whether my head hurts, my hands and feet are numb, I can't breathe, I'm hyperventilating, my heart hurts, my chest hurts. I feel these things, and no, they're not heart attacks. They're not. This is anxiety. But I felt heartache before, and I felt anxiety, and I can honestly say they're very, very similar. And it sucks, you know? And maybe this is because I've put off feeling or thinking about things in the past to the extent in which I should have, but I don't know. I mean, I worked through it like any other normal person, so I don't know why I'm having these panic attacks, why all of a sudden this is happening, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I'm still keeping up with my life, but this just sucks. I would say I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, because I don't have any, but I would. I hope that the shitty people in the world do experience this. I know that's a shitty thing to say, but I really do, because I think they deserve to feel this. But I think maybe it would make them question their life, and I think questioning your life is a good thing. I wish people like fucking Donald Trump, or even just the fucking bully who likes to internet troll people and get them to kill themselves, or even the guys that are fuckboys and mentally mess with girls, or the fucking catty bitches. I hope they experience shit like this. It might teach them a fucking lesson. So when I say I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, I always say, actually, I would. I would wish this on my worst enemy. But it's always the nicest people that experience this. It's always nice people. I think because nice people are perfectionists, and they're highly sensitive people, and they care so much. I made this whole video. You saw me take a really deep breath 3 times. I've gotten through the video. I haven't died. And one really funny thing is when this has only happened a couple times, but I've actually had panic attacks while sucking. Okay, nobody's probably ever talked about this, but I've had panic attacks while sucking before, and I have gotten through it. Okay, both the panic attack and the job. This is hilarious. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I've gotten through it. Now, I remember thinking to myself, if I'm still doing this and I haven't passed out or died, there's nothing wrong with me, and this is and it's fine. Or whatever. It just passed. Amazing. How many guys do you know would eat while having a panic attack? I know the answer to this, and it's 0. They would act like little babies, or they would stop and be like, babe, can you or I just want to be in you. They wouldn't continue giving, is my point. And I finished. Get out, fucking Why? Okay. This is what I hate about Androids. An advertisement pops up and blocks my screen and I have to exit it out, and by the time I get back to my camera, it stops filming. Okay, anyways, what I said was, I have had a panic attack while sucking dick. And I remember doing it. I still did it. I said to myself, if I'm still doing this and I haven't died or passed out, then I'm obviously okay. And I'm okay. I'll be good. I'm fine. I just need to not think about it. But legit, like, how many people can say that? I don't know. I'm sure there's a few girls that's happened to, or guys maybe. I'm sure there's definitely guys that have had panic attacks while having sex or sucking dick, but I kind of find that really funny. I guess you kind of know now a little bit more what having a panic attack feels like. Because when you hear people like Logic or even just a friend talk about anxiety, I'm sick of people watering it down. I'm sick of people watering down anxiety. I'm sick of people over-sensationalizing anxiety, and I'm sick of people who just have basic everyday normal people worries, saying they have anxiety and like using it as an excuse to take a bunch of Xanax, because you wouldn't know anxiety if it f***ed you in the ass with a pipe. I can promise you that. I don't abuse prescription pills because I know that would probably just lead to me having a fucking panic attack. I'm just sick of people not knowing what anxiety is, not knowing what depression is, not knowing what really wanting to kill yourself feels like, wanting to end life because you feel like you're just never gonna make it. Like you're just a burden, like things are just never going to work out for you and you're never going to be able to deal with life and it's going to be a failure and you're not going to want to live with that. So it's easier to just die now rather than figure out that it's going to fucking suck even more later, like knock on wood. But that's what this is like, and I don't think people truly realize or know that, and they over-sensationalize mental health, treating it as if they wish they had it, or they want to have it, or they are giving into this like sad, anxious like culture we have in rap right now, and they don't know anything about it. And trust me, you don't want to know anything about it. You don't want to know what this feels like. You don't want to have this. You don't want to have this happen to you. I'm telling you this right now because it's fucking hell. You don't want to have this happen to you. It ruins your life. It ruins your life. It ruins your social life. You don't want this to happen to you. And I'm sure that there are people that really did suffer with depression and anxiety. And I know this because I listen to their lyrics and I can tell by their lyrical content that they are people that are suffering with this and the same things, even though everybody handles it differently. But Little Peep, I know that he had problems. I know he did. He was very young. I don't know to what extent he had these problems or what kind of problems he had. XXX, obviously he suffered with severe depression, and you could tell because of his depression he was a very enlightened person. He thought a lot. He was a fucking heavy thinker, and I think that drove him to become depressed. He was very iconoclast. It was above all the bullshit. He saw the world in a very dark way, and he really hated love. He saw a lot of things that most normal brain dead people don't really see, and that's why he's an artist. Black Bear. I know that man suffers with immense anxiety, not only in general because of all the past bullshit he's gone through, but he's gone through a lot of serious health problems because of him trying to numb his anxiety. So not only did he have anxiety that he tried to drink away, but it created health problems for his pancreas, and I know he ended up having a huge health scare. He had all these surgeries. He has post-traumatic stress from that. God bless him. He is one of the best artists that I know, and his lyrics are what got me through a lot of really, really hard times. This whole anxiety thing has manifested in different ways throughout my life, whether it was having severe, isolating, crippling OCD, or like panic attacks that have kept me up for 4 fucking hours in the middle of the night when I had to be up, developing a habit for smoking, or developing an eating disorder, or needing to go on a walk a lot, or developing an obsession with my voice and my voice constantly hurting and having physical manifestations, or developing hypochondria. This is just, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm sick of this being my life and like living my life like this, because I'm a nice person and I deserve better. And I wish that people treated me as good as I treated them. So I just want to say, next time somebody is suffering with something, or just anybody in general, make sure you be extra nice to them, because you don't really know what's going on with them. You don't know the struggles that they have. Try to be nicer to people, you know? I wish I could have said that about so many people that, you know, have gone. I guess what I'm saying is, anxiety, don't underestimate it. When somebody says that they're having anxiety, it might look like they're okay, but it is absolutely terrifying. You know, it is absolutely terrifying. It is like taking a trip to hell. It is like being on a bad acid trip that you want to end. And I've had bad experience, and it's something I can that's sort of what I would compare it to. That fucking sucks. So go easy on people. Try to understand. Try to be there for somebody. Ask people how they're doing. Ask people how their day is. Right? That's fucking common sense, but I just wanted to kind of explain what anxiety felt like, because saying you have it really isn't enough, and I want to do more. I wish I could do more to help people. I think helping myself first is going to be key, and maybe I can do something later to help people, but you don't know what people are going through, and just be nicer to people. Try to understand, be comforting, be compassionate, be gentle. If you guys have any questions, or if you are going through anxiety or similar things and you want any advice on maybe what to do, I've been dealing with this my entire life, and I fought and I'm still here, and I've gotten over it, and you know, yeah, it's come back, but I feel like it's kind of like Lord Voldemort, and I'm Harry Potter, and I'm always going to have to battle Lord Voldemort, because he's always going to want me. And I mean, maybe this is some like supernatural shit. I highly doubt it, but who knows, you know? You don't know what's going on. Maybe there's parallel universes. And anyways, if you have any questions about it, or you want my advice, or just want to vent in the comments, feel free to. I hope if you're seeing this video, that means that I was able to download it and put this video out. That means my Google Drive worked. Anyways, Lexa out.